Xbox gives us a glimpse of what we can expect going into 2021. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Thank you for stopping by. If you're new here and you enjoy what you see throughout this video, maybe consider subscribing to help this channel grow. I would really appreciate the support. I would really love to grow this channel. Right now we're at 1.1k subscribers, and I've had a lot of support over the last couple of weeks and really appreciative of that. But it'd be really cool to get more people in here so we can continue to talk about all of the interesting stuff that's going to be coming out going into 2021 and beyond. But for now, let's talk about this. So there was a big article released today by Xbox Wire talking about the release of the Xbox Series X and S and giving us a glimpse into the future of what we can expect going forward with the Xbox Series X and S. So first, they talk about the record engagement that Xbox has been receiving since the launch of the X and the S. Is one of the biggest launches in Xbox history, and the engagement with Xbox Game Pass in November has more than doubled, which is a really good thing. I think that's really important for third-party developers and for other developers that want to join Xbox Game Pass to see just the amount of engagement there is, knowing that their game is going to get a lot of exposure if they decide to join the program. One of the big things here, over 1.6 million seamless upgrades delivered to the Xbox Series X and S owners with smart delivery. And smart delivery is turning out to be a feature that really needs to be mandatory across all consoles, as we've seen recently with the Destiny 2 upgrade. If you were on the Xbox, it automatically downloaded for you, didn't have to go through anything. But if you're on the PlayStation 5, people were having troubles trying to find how to get the next generation upgrade for Destiny 2 on the PS5. There were tutorials online, people were going to Reddit. It was actually kind of crazy, but I know when I opened up my Xbox, Destiny 2 upgrade was automatically downloading. I haven't checked it out yet, but I'm really excited because I'm hearing that is one of the best next gen upgrades that we've seen so far with the 60 FPS, with the field of view slider and those type of things. But yeah, smart delivery, great feature. Hopefully it becomes seamless across consoles. Hopefully it comes to the PS5 in some form, one way or another down the line. Another interesting thing here is that 40% of people joining Xbox for the first time are playing on the Xbox Series S, and that makes a lot of sense. It shows that the strategy that Xbox had, releasing the two SKUs, having that console that was $200 less, even though it's less powerful, was a good move by them, because it's going to be a console that a lot of people pick up who have never been on Xbox before, but they want to jump into it. They want to see what it's all about. They want to play Game Pass, but they don't want to spend that premium price to get the Xbox Series X. And the S is going to do a great job. People are thinking that the S is going to hold the Xbox Series X back, and I don't think that's going to be the case. We're starting to see more and more as developers are learning how to develop for 60 FPS coming to games like Assassin's Creed, like Destiny 2. But that's looking really good for the Xbox Series S going forward, and I think it's going to just continue to sell more and more as the console generation goes on. I think eventually it will outsell the Xbox Series X, because the Xbox Series X, obviously at launch, is going to be the console that a lot of people want to pick up, because people buying a brand new generation console at launch are tech enthusiasts, video game enthusiasts, people that want to be on the bleeding edge of console technology are always going to get the more expensive one right at launch. But I think as the years go on, we'll start to see the Series S creep up in sales and surpass the Xbox Series X. Now we get into what's next with Xbox going into 2021, and this is where things get pretty exciting. So as we know, Apple and iOS, they blocked Xbox Game Pass from being able to stream through xCloud through the Xbox Game Pass app. The reason for it was that they wanted to be able to make sure that every single game being put onto the App Store, they could check and make sure that it was okay. And because Game Pass had games through the app and streaming through the app, they didn't allow the app on the App Store. Microsoft came out after that saying that they were going to do everything they could to make sure that iOS users were able to get xCloud and will be able to stream games. And it looks like they're delivering on that promise, and you're going to be able to stream Xbox Game Pass games through an iOS device and through Windows PC starting in the spring of 2021. Now for Windows PC, you're going to be able to do it through the Xbox app and the browser. And for iOS devices, it's going to be through the mobile web browser. So that was what they said they were going to do as the solution workaround to the App Store. I think this is very big because in North America, there are more iOS users than there are Android users. And it's just going to really increase the amount of people who are going to check out Game Pass and who are going to use it. And like I said earlier, that is really big for third parties to see the engagement of their games on Game Pass, and will encourage more companies to want to get in on the action. As subscribers go up, as engagement increases, the value of Game Pass will continue to increase, and we're going to get more and more great games on Xbox Game Pass. Now we get into the games, the things that everybody wants to hear about from Xbox. I feel like people are losing their patience waiting for Xbox to bring out those first party games. We have to keep in mind that they really started turning the ship around on this content side for Xbox about 2 to 3 years ago. It's going to take some time, but I really do think they are going to deliver. So announced titles coming to Xbox in 2021. This is a list that's going to be coming out everywhere, and stuff that we've already seen. Some of the ones I'm actually really excited for are Far Cry 6. I haven't played a lot of the Lego Star Wars games, but I think the Skywalker Saga could be interesting to check out, so I'm kind of excited for that. I'm a big Star Wars fan, so anything Star Wars I get pretty excited for. Then we have Tunic here, which is kind of a Legend of Zelda clone style of game, but has a really cool graphics and art style. And it's a game when they first showed off really piqued my interest. I love the Legend of Zelda, so any games that kind of go off of that, take elements for it, and then create their own unique style of game, I'm always interested in seeing what it's about. Then there's Balan Wonderworld, which is an upcoming platformer game from Square Enix, which I think will be really cool. I love platformer games, so I'm always interested in that kind of stuff. Scarlet Nexus looks like a really cool game. And then obviously Resident Evil Village and other stuff in here, depending on what types of games you want to play. Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Quarantine. But basically, these are games that are going to be multi-platform, coming out on anywhere. But where the meat comes in on what's upcoming is the Xbox Game Pass games that we're going to be seeing in 2021. And it looks like 2021 is going to be bringing a ton of content to Xbox Game Pass and to Xbox owners. So as we heard yesterday, Halo Infinite's release date is now in the fall of 2021. That's going to be the biggest game to come out on Xbox in 2021, and I think in the holiday season. Psychonauts 2 will be out in 2021. But then we move down here to 4 console launch exclusives that I think really is going to bolster Xbox Game Pass next year. So the first one a lot of people are looking forward to is the Medium, and this is a game that was supposed to be out in December, but it got pushed back into 2021. But it's going to be like a psychological thriller horror style game that has a lot of people excited. We have seen what it kind of looks like graphically, and it looks like it's going to have incredible graphics, ray tracing, all that kind of stuff, and hopefully will be that first game that really shows off the power of the Xbox Series X and what it can do when you build a game from the ground up. So I'm excited for this one. Now there's this game here, which is Warhammer 40,000 Darktide, which is a first-person shooter game, and I think that it's kind of like a horror style. I'm not 100% sure, but we are going to be seeing more of this game at the Game Awards. This is a confirmed game that they're going to be showing off, so this is going to also be an Xbox console exclusive, and we'll be able to see more in depth, hopefully with some gameplay, exactly how it's going to play. Maybe some insight into the story as well, but hopefully we'll be able to see more of it. Hopefully it looks great, hopefully it plays great, and I'm excited to see that tonight at the Game Awards. So next up here we have the Gunk. Now this was shown off at the Xbox July showcase, and it's a third-person action platformer style of game, and it was a game when they first showed it off that I was really excited to see, not because I knew anything about it, but because it's definitely my style of game, and the graphic style third-person action platformers are games that I love to play. So I'm excited for this to be out on the Xbox on day one. It's made from people that make SteamWorld, so we'll have to wait and see how it turns out, but it looks colorful, it looks bright, looks like it could be a lot of fun, and I'm excited to see more about this game in the future. Next we have this game here called Exo Mecha, which is also a Xbox console exclusive and Game Pass exclusive on day one, and I totally forgot about this game. I didn't know what it was until I watched this trailer, but it looks like a first-person shooter in the same vein as Titanfall, fast-paced. You have these big mechs running around fighting each other too, and it's definitely something that looks like it looks great graphically. Like just trailer alone looks amazing. So there isn't that much information on this yet, but there'll definitely be more coming in 2021. But I'm excited to see more about this game, see how it plays out. I like first-person shooters, I love Titanfall, and if it's similar to that, that will be good. So those are 4 games that are console launch exclusives as well as coming to Xbox Game Pass. And just up here, a game that I forgot to talk about that is also a console launch exclusive. It isn't going to be coming to Game Pass, but it is Shredders, and that's going to be a snowboarding game. In general, I love snowboarding games. There haven't been that many great ones since like the PS2 era, but all of the snowboarding games back on the PS1, PS2, the original Xbox, the GameCube, those were the years where there were always tons of great snowboarding games coming out. Pool Borders, like Amped, like SSX, and we haven't seen any type of games like that, I think, in a long time, or maybe I've just missed them. The only last one that I can remember was the one from Ubisoft called Steep, but that was kind of like an open world style of game where you did a bunch of different stuff. I tried it out, I didn't really get into it that much, but I would love to see a brand new great snowboarding game for the next generation consoles. It reminds me like when they re-released Tony Hawk's 1 and 2, one of my favorite games back in the day, and I loved it. The remake was incredible. I would love to see something like that, like a remake of an old awesome snowboarding game eventually make its way over to these next generation consoles. But Shredders could be a great game as well. I know they've made a previous snowboarding game in the past, which was just a complete simulation. They'll probably be making something similar to that. We'll have to wait and see more about Shredders. So yeah, that is it. That is the glimpse into 2021 for Xbox. Now, obviously there's no Bethesda stuff in here yet because they can't say anything about Bethesda until 2021. They had a slight mention of Bethesda in the paragraph up here talking about how they have added to their studios And once the deal is finalized, they'll have 23 studios instead of 15 right now. So there's all of that stuff. Then there's going to be all the content that is continuously coming to previous games like Forza, like Halo, like Gears, that you're going to be able to continue to play. I mean, these games may not be for everybody, but I think for a majority of people, something on their list is going to be checked off here. Plus whatever else we get to see coming down the line. But anyways, guys, that's it for me. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments below. Let me know what you think about the future of Xbox going into 2021. Which games on that list that I talked about are you excited to play? Do you think that list is enough to entice people to get excited for Xbox games going into next year? If you're new here and you enjoyed what you see throughout this video, hey, maybe consider subscribing to help this channel grow. I would really appreciate all of your support in order to grow this community and grow this channel and have awesome conversations in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for all your support, and I will catch you in the next video.